Olive was standing in a little village. The buildings were made entirely out of logs, and they nestled between tall, green trees and snow-topped mountains. She was wearing a lovely woolly scarf.
Gig, what a beautiful place.
Just then, Olive heard a strange gurgling sound coming from behind one of the log cabins. So she went to investigate. She found a little girl sobbing into her hanky in a most peculiar way. Olive had never heard anything like it.
My name's Olive. Are you okay?
Oh, I didn't see you there. My name's Heidi Hi. My family own the holiday camp here, and today we're holding our famous Swiss family yodeling concert to mark the first day of the ski season.
Oh, Gig, how exciting.
Oh, you don't understand. There isn't any snow. Tradition says if we don't have any snow on the first day of the ski season, we won't have any snow at all, and no skiers will come to visit.
In the distance, Olive could see the beautiful snow-capped mountains, but in the village there was only the tiniest dusting of snow on the rooftops. She was about to start thinking of a way to help when she heard an announcement boom out over the loudspeakers.
Heidi hi, time for our last yodeling rehearsal.
That's my mum. I'd better go and practice.
Olive followed Heidi back to her family to find out what yodeling was. Then the hills erupted with sound as Heidi's family all burst into a strange song. Olive stood and listened. It was then she noticed that the dusting of snow on the rooftops had begun to quiver and shake. As Heidi and her mother hit a high note, the snow rolled off the roof and landed on the ground. Olive grinned.
Yodelers? Loudspeakers and a snow-capped mountain? I think I may have an idea. Heidi, help me collect all the loudspeakers. We're going to create a super speaker.
Olive placed them in a long line, pointing towards the snowiest peak.
Now all you need to do is yodel into here, and I'm sure your voices will shake the snow down from the mountains in no time.
Yodeloo, do you really think that'll work?
Asked Heidi.
There's only one way to find out.
And with that, they burst into song. In the distance, the snow on the mountain tops began to quiver. It looked like it was dancing as it gently started to roll down the slopes towards the village. But even though they yodeled with all their might, the snow stopped short.
Yodeloo have to join in, Olive. We're just not loud enough.
Said Olive as she cleared her throat and prepared to sing. They yodeled and yodeled, and the gathering crowds watched with delight as the snow tripped and danced its way gently into the village, covering the entire place with a thick blanket of snow.
Oh, Olive, there's enough snow here to ski and sledge and build snowmen until springtime. Thank you.
It was no problem.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I've been yodeling in the Swiss Alps.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was in a beautiful garden on a hot summer's day. There were brightly coloured flowers everywhere, and there wasn't a cloud in the sky.
Ah, what a lovely place to be.
Suddenly, a little old lady in a large sun hat hurried past, muttering and groaning as she walked.
Oh, hello, I'm Olive. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm just so tired.
Said the lady.
My name's Mary. I've been working in my garden all morning. It's hard work keeping a garden in such fine shape, you know.
And what a fine garden it is. But don't you want to just relax and enjoy the sunshine, Mary?
Of course, but the hot sun has dried out the ground, so the flowers have no water to drink. That's why they're wilting and drooping.
Oh, I see.
I've been trying to water them all day, but my watering can has this hole in the bottom, and the tap is at the other end of the garden. By the time I reach the flowers, all the water has leaked out. Look! Apart from doing a rain dance, I'm not sure what to do.
A rain dance? What's that?
It's a special dance you do that's supposed to make it rain.
Ooh, I'm an excellent dancer. Let's give this rain dance a try.
Okay, it's worth a go.
So Olive and Mary danced around the garden trying to make it rain. They danced and danced in the hot sun until they were so tired that they couldn't dance anymore.
I'm not sure we're doing this quite right.
Panted Olive.
No, and now it's not only the flowers that are thirsty, but that I can fix.
Said Mary as she went off to get them both a drink. She soon returned carrying 2 large glasses of lemonade, each with a straw in it. Olive was so thirsty she drank it all down in one go.
Delicious.
Exclaimed Olive, feeling immediately refreshed.
If only it were this easy to help my thirsty flowers. How are we going to get the water to them?
Olive noticed the straws in their drinks.
Straws? Thirsty flowers? I think I may have an idea. Do you have any more straws, Mary?
Oh, yes, I have a whole box.
Olive took lots of straws and fixed them all together to make some really long straws that reached the whole length of the garden. She stuck one end of the straws into the ground at the base of each flower and the other end of all the straws into the tap. It was a pretty tight fit.
See? We've given all the flowers a straw so they can drink the water straight from the tap.
A wonderful idea, Olive.
Mary turned on the tap. The water started to flow along the straws.
It's working!
Cried Olive. Mary turned on the tap some more, but the extra water pushed the straws out of the tap. They flew everywhere and squirted water all over Olive and Mary.
Oh, what are we going to do now?
Just then, Olive felt a drop of water land on her beak, and then another.
It's raining!
As it rained, one by one, the wilting flowers started to stand up tall.
Oh, my little beauties look so much happier now.
Perhaps our rain dance worked after all.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I've been doing a thirsty flower rain dance.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing in the middle of a huge circus ring. She was wearing big shoes, a silly wig, and a large red nose, just like the one worn by a clown in a poster she could see nearby.
Oh, where? I'm at the circus.
Suddenly, someone shouted.
Oh, look out!
A cheeky little monkey wearing a red hat swung past, snatching her red clown's nose from her beak.
Hey, come back!
You'll never catch him. He stole my red nose, too.
Said a very sad-looking seal, dressed in a clown costume.
I've been trying to get him a red nose back all day, but he's just too quick.
Oh, I'm Olive, and you were on that poster.
I am the great Grimaldi, the funniest clown in town. Or at least I was. I don't feel very funny now, not without my red nose.
Olive was sad to see Grimaldi so downhearted.
I'll get your red nose back for you. Then you can be the funniest clown in town again.
It's not possible. That cheeky monkey is always out of reach.
Olive looked up at the monkey sitting on a trapeze, high up in the roof of the circus tent. He was wearing a red nose. Then she saw the circus cannon nearby.
A cheeky monkey too high to reach. A circus cannon? I think I may have an idea.
You can get my red nose back?
Grimaldi asked.
Yes, wish me luck.
Suddenly, the cannon went boom, shooting Olive up into the air like a rocket.
Bang! Red nose, here I come.
Olive was ready to snatch the red nose back, but as she flew over, the monkey ducked, sending Olive shooting over his head and bouncing off the sides of the circus tent. Luckily for Olive, Grimaldi swung into view on another trapeze and caught hold of her just in time, much to the now watching audience's delight.
Oh, thanks, Grimaldi.
Olive looked down and saw the red-nosed monkey balanced on a high wire below them.
OK, one red nose coming up.
Olive let go and dropped down onto the high wire, catapulting the surprised monkey back up towards Grimaldi, who caught him by his feet.
Gotcha!
Cried Grimaldi. Suddenly, the monkey threw the red nose up towards Grimaldi.
Hey, catch!
Called the monkey. Grimaldi caught the red nose, but he had to let go of the monkey's feet, and the monkey dropped down onto the high wire, sending Olive catapulting.
I have it!
Olive looked down.
But who has us?
They tumbled towards the circus ring below. Luckily, they landed in a safety net.
Who are they laughing at?
They're laughing at you, Grimaldi. You don't need a red nose to be funny. You're Grimaldi, the funniest clown in town.
You're right.
Just then, Olive heard something falling from above. She looked up and plonk! The monkey had dropped her red nose, and it landed right back on Olive's beak.
Bravo, Olive. You make a great clown.
Well, I do like a bit of clowning around.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Pecking? Actually, I've been clowning around in the circus.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.
Olive the Ostrich!
Olive found herself in a busy Bangkok market filled with stalls selling everything from dragon puppets to silk cushions to coconut ice cream in buns. Olive was wearing a bright scarf, sandals and a wide straw hat.
Cake, what a lively place.
A small three-wheeled vehicle drove up and stopped near Olive. Inside there was a driver and a woman wearing sunglasses sitting in the back. The woman peered out.
How much for that dragon puppet, please?
Olive looked around at the dragon puppet on a nearby stall.
I don't know, sorry. I'm Olive.
Oh, sorry, Olive. I thought you were a stall holder. My name is Katya, and I'm on holiday here in Bangkok, Thailand. I'm in a hurry to buy lots of souvenirs before my flight leaves for home.
Maybe I can help you, Katya.
Oh, yes, please. That would be wonderful. They are all for my family and friends, you see.
Katya handed some money to the actual stall holder, and Olive picked out one of the colourful dragon puppets.
OK, what else do you need to buy, Katya?
Here's my shopping list, Olive. We can travel around the market in this tuk-tuk.
Katya handed Olive a very long list.
OK, next on the list, a surfboard.
Olive hopped aboard the tuk-tuk and they were off, zooming through the busy market streets until the driver came to a stop at a stall selling surfboards.
Ah, that one, please.
Cake, that's a big one.
Olive struggled to lift the surfboard onto the tuk-tuk.
OK, what's next? A big box of battery fans.
Olive and Katya were driven all around the market, collecting every souvenir on the list.
Thank you very much.
Oh, phew, this does hard work. Next, 4 pairs of Thai boxing gloves. A couple of giant inflatable sharks. And finally, some rolls of colourful silk.
Now everything had been bought, Katya was keen to get to the airport to make her flight home.
My flight leaves soon. To the airport, please, driver.
But now the tuk-tuk was so heavy with all the shopping, the driver could not get it to move.
Cake, what are we going to do?
I don't know, Olive. I can't leave the souvenirs behind.
Olive looked over to the airport across the bay and noticed the little boats on the water. Then she looked at the pile of souvenirs.
A surfboard, some inflatable sharks, a box of fans. I think I may have an idea. Instead of wheels, maybe we can use wind.
Wind? What do you mean, Olive?
Watch this.
Olive strapped the surfboard under the tuk-tuk's front wheel and stuck the inflatable sharks to its sides, and then attached all the fans to the back, turning all of them on at once.
Hold on, everyone.
Suddenly, the tuk-tuk zoomed forward, off the road and into the water.
Here we come.
Soon, the little tuk-tuk was bumping along over the water and heading for the airport on the far shore.
Thank you, Olive. Just in time for my flight too.
Happy to help, Katya.
Maybe you can take this tuk-tuk back to the market and shop for souvenirs too.
Thanks, but I'm pretty tired after all that shopping. I think it's probably time I tuk-tuk myself home as well.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Pecking? Actually, I've been doing some serious shopping in Bangkok.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing in front of a clock tower that was next to a big old building. Nearby stood some people all holding cameras and muttering.
Hello, I'm Olive. Is there something wrong?
She asked.
You betcha, Olive.
Said one of the group.
We've all been waiting for Big Ben here to chime at midday, but the clocks have stopped.
It sounds like something's gone wrong.
Sure has.
Don't worry, I'll go and investigate.
Olive opened a door at the bottom of the tower and climbed some stairs right to the top. She found herself in a huge room with a back-to-front clock face on each wall.
Oh.
The room was full of cogs, wheels, levers and pulleys, and at the top hung a giant bell.
Oh, bother.
Olive spied a spiky hedgehog poking at the cogs with a screwdriver.
Hello, I'm Olive. Can I help?
Hello, I'm Little Ben, keeper of the great clock.
Oh, does that mean you look after Big Ben?
Big Ben isn't the clock or the tower. It's the name of the big bell up there. Everyone gets that wrong.
Oh, sorry. Well, I've learned something there. So why's the clock stopped?
Oh, I just don't know. It's a mystery.
Then Olive heard something. It was the sound of tweeting.
A clock that stopped working. Some tweeting sounds. I think I may have an idea. Little Ben, is there some way to see outside?
Yes, there's a small window at the top of the clock.
Olive climbed a ladder, which led to the window. She opened it and peered out. There was a nest on a ledge just above the minute hand of the clock, and it was full of tweeting baby storks.
Oh, the stork's nest has jammed the clock hand.
Oh, the clocks are all connected, you see. If one stops, they all stop.
I need to move the nest to a safer place.
Well, you'd better use this harness if you're going outside.
Olive carefully climbed out of the window onto the clock face.
Oh, it's a bit high.
You're quite safe, Olive.
Olive shimmied down the hour hand, then edged along the minute hand towards the nest. The crowd, watching below, gasped. Olive grabbed the nest with the baby storks. She climbed back towards the window carrying the nest, but as she reached the window, one of the baby storks fell out of the nest. The baby stork was falling towards the ground when suddenly out of the sky swooped the mummy stork, who caught the baby on her back. Olive climbed in through the window with the nest, and the mummy stork flew in after her.
Oh, well done, Olive. The clocks are working again.
But the mummy stork was not pleased.
Sorry. Maybe a nest can go somewhere else.
I think I have the perfect place.
Little Ben placed the nest near the window and left it open so the mummy stork could fly in and out. All the storks seemed very happy. Olive helped Little Ben reset the clocks just in time for Big Ben's midday bongs.
Thanks for all your help, Olive.
Gig, those are really loud. Think it's time I clocked off for the day.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Gig, actually, I helped Big Ben go bong.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.